So we now have a brand new leak for the next Assassin's Creed game, which is going to be set in Japan, which is something that we guys have been looking forward to a lot. And apparently this game is going to be called as Assassin's Creed Warriors and will be releasing in the year 2022. Now, first of all, I want to give big shout out to #1 Assassin's Creed fan on Twitter for actually tagging me on this post and letting me know about this really interesting new 4chan leak that just arisen out of nowhere. And obviously, like every other leaks are always considered as rumors and they're not official information. So anything you see in these leaks, of course, take it to a grain of salt. Don't take it to official information. But now, starting off with the first one, we're going to be playing as a female-only character. And of course, the leak states that we are going to be playing as an assassin and not just a Mystios or even a Viking. This time, it's an actual assassin story. Now, this female character is named Akaku, who's a teenager, and then she grows up all the way to be 30 years old in the game. Now, the storyline is basically nothing but Akaku is from a warrior's family, and her father was an assassin once upon a time, and then he decides to betray the Assassin's Brotherhood and then work with the Templars out of greed. Now, obviously, since Akaku's father betrayed Brotherhood, it seems like their family name has now been diminished, and it is now up to Akaku to bring back the respect that her father once lost by betraying the Brotherhood. And now she decides to join the Assassins, the Brotherhood themselves, and she's now working in the dark. Now, according to the leak, the game basically takes place in ancient Japan. And the leaker has also given us a lot of specific information about what kind of stuff, what kind of city are we going to be seeing in this game, what kind of open world, and a bunch of stuff, which I think is actually very early in order to give out some information like this. Maybe it could be some kind of a new vision for the developers, of course. If at all the game is currently being developed, then there could, of course, be a lot of changes when it actually comes out. Now, the first thing we see in the leak is, of course, we're going to be playing in the city of Edo, which has many different activities in the open world. One of which is that merchants of the Thousand Eye organization are going to be wandering around the streets, who are going to be selling you health potions, items, resources, silvers, and a lot of different stuff, including the Helix store for jade stones. Now, the leak also states that weavers are going to be returning once again in this Assassin's Creed Warriors game, where you will now be able to change the pattern and customize different dyes, colors for your existing armor piece, which we have already seen in games like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed 2, and Revelations, and so many other games, right? And recently, Ubisoft just got too greedy and started selling these different colors for actual Helix credits, which I think is really scummy. And the community has been not very happy with this, and we've been crying out loud for Ubisoft to add back those dye features, and maybe this could be it. Maybe if at all this leak is true, then Ubisoft will be really glad to see these dyes being returned back to the next Assassin's Creed game, because that is something I really miss in the recent ones. Now, the leaker also states that there's going to be different open world activities like mini games, and then the fights, arena, brawling challenges like what we have seen with Assassin's Creed Origins, and a bunch of open world activities as well as missions that you can basically do in your free times. Now, it seems like the game's going to be following a very similar inventory system where there's like 5 different pieces of armor in one outfit, one being the hood, helmet, mask, chest piece, arm piece, belt, leg piece, and basically all the stuff. Now, the thing that really caught my eye, and maybe this could actually change how the Assassin's Creed games work, especially in terms of how social stealth works, because recently Ubisoft hasn't really been paying a lot of attention to social stealth system in the games, and I really want this leak to be true just for this one feature I really fell in love with as soon as I read it. Now, for example, the leak here says that if you're in a rural place, then you can basically use different outfits like straw hats and simple robes, which will actually matter in terms of blending into the crowd in middle of the city. More fancy clothing would actually help you. And when your player is actually notorious and is wanted, then you can even use a mask in order to help blend into the city, which is actually a really cool thing. And I think Ubisoft should pay a lot more attention in terms of how they design the social stealth system, because that is one of the most key and iconic feature of how Assassin's Creed games were basically built. And that is also something that we have been lately missing out so much in all the latest Assassin's Creed games, which is a huge bummer, by the way. And now it seems like Isu is also going to play a very huge part in this game once again. Where in the game, Akako is going to be discovering 3 Isu temples around the map, and one is the resting place of Loki's son, Jormungandr, otherwise known as Ryujin in Japan. Now, one is going to be the storage space for the legendary sword Ryujin, which is actually created using a piece of Eden used by the ancient Japanese heroes. Now, the last one is, of course, the huge Isu vault that's going to be located behind the 10 different Isu keys. And after you acquire all the 10 keys to the temple, and then you open it, and inside you're going to be finding the hologram of Isu. For in the middle, you'll actually see an Isu armor set, which is actually owned by the Isu Raijin himself. Now, so far, I would say that this is one of the most detailed leaks that I've seen for any of the upcoming Assassin's Creed games. And Assassin's Creed Warriors is a code name that has been leaked for a while now. And now we have this brand new leak from 4chan which states that the next game is going to be in Japan and there's going to be a lot of interesting stuff. We're going to be playing as a female character and whatnot. Now, everything so far seems really interesting unless Ubisoft decides to do it otherwise, you know. And like I always say, these leaks are always leaks. They're not official information, so please don't break your head if you don't like it. Or if you like it, well then let's just hope that Ubisoft implements all of these stuff. So that is the reason I'm even making this video, because if Ubisoft does end up seeing these leaks online, and they would obviously want to know what people, the community, want to think about all of these leaks, and maybe, who knows, Ubisoft could be the one who is actually leaking these stuff so that they could actually get a reaction from the community to see if people are liking it or hating it. You know, you never know. So that's the reason I just wanted to go ahead and cover this video, let you guys know what's happening with Assassin's Creed community every single day. And of course, like I always say, I love to keep all of my videos as short as possible without really dragging them out all the way to 10 minutes long. So if short videos and more informative videos are something that you guys prefer, then make sure to support my videos by just simply dropping a like. Your support would really help me out as a content creator in bringing out more better content for you guys every single day. And also, if you guys are looking for a YouTube channel that covers everything you basically need about Assassin's Creed and also all the upcoming open world games, and a channel that doesn't drag videos all the way to 10 minutes long for those juicy ad revenues, then you guys should most probably subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on, and set the notifications to all, because if you guys don't do that, then the broadcast YouTube platform, they don't send you guys the notifications of my daily videos. So make sure you guys do it. With that being said, I hope you guys have a blast of a day, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Until then, take it easy, fams, and goodbye.